welcome back to my FC24 Liverpool career mode. We're on episode 8 and we've made it to Christmas, everyone. Did you have a good day? Get what you wanted? Have a nice meal? Well, the players didn't. They had to be out on the training field preparing for the Boxing Day fixture. They probably had a half day, it's fine. But anyway, yes, the Boxing Day fixture is upon us. It is going to be against Burnley, and then we shall move on to a game against Newcastle just before the turn of the year, and then into January we will have the FA Cup, our first FA Cup game of the season, which is a massive clash against Man City. Would have liked to have had an easier game in the first round, but we'll see what happens. And then after that we'll be away to Bournemouth in the league, and then a bit of a mini break, I think is what that's supposed to be, before a visit of Chelsea in the league as well to finish up January. I'm not sure we'll get those two games in to this episode, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, on to the Boxing Day fixture. Game week 19 up against the bottom side, Burnley. And their starting lineup is Muric, Vitinho, O'Shea, Jordan, Taylor, Redmond, Masengo, Brownhill, Koleosho, Amdouni and Rodriguez. And their tactical vision is a counter-attack. Now, our lineup is going to have a few changes, just kind of to the defensive unit. Van Dijk, Gomez and Endo are all quite a bit fatigued, so we're going to be swapping them out. As it is only Burnley, we shouldn't be conceding. Well, if Konate's playing, I'm not sure I can say that, but we shouldn't be conceding many goals in this one anyway. We'll probably concede one. Konate's playing. And Salah was a bit fatigued, but not enough. I thought he can start this game, so pretty strong side. And Trent gets the captaincy. So we really dominated the first kind of half hour of the game, first 20-25 minutes especially. We wouldn't let Burnley like across the halfway line at all. We just kept winning the ball back and attacking. We had a few chances there, but quite often our final ball would let us down, until finally we got on the counter, and Jota really should have scored there, but it was okay because Salah was there to tap in. A little bit of luck on the rebound. They had a bit of possession, but we were solid, and although some players kind of seemed like they were struggling to control the ball and stuff, but we kept attacking. We got the ball down the wing just before half time and whipped it in, and I was a little bit surprised to see that actually go in. Diaz just rising up above the full back there, heading in. The keeper probably should have done better, but too much power in the header from Diaz to make it 2-0 just on the stroke of half time. And the possession stats there say 50-50, but it was clearly a dominant performance from us in that first half. 7 shots to their 0, quite a bit, a few more passes, and like I said, with the final ball was just letting us down quite a bit, so our pass accuracy was a wee bit worse off than Burnley's. A little visual glitch here with the players and manager just gliding around the dressing room. Anyway, but into the second half it was much the same. We actually played some really nice stuff, but their keeper was on form. I think this save from Diaz's shot is the pick of the bunch. And then we had this chance from Jota, which was a bit extravagant, kind of caught me off guard. I didn't intend for him to go for the bicycle kick, but he did. And then we somehow fouled the Burnley player there. I don't know how it was a foul, but anyway, from that free kick they hit the crossbar, and that's probably as close as they'd came all game. And then we got another bit of luck there with the Szoboszlai shot being blocked, but the ball falling straight to Jota's feet, and the keeper had already dived to the one side, so half the goal was gaping, and Jota just put it into the half-empty net. So that made it 3-0, and then straight from kick-off we won the ball right back off them, and we're on the attack again. McAllister playing it out wide to Robertson, crosses it for Diaz, who's wide open, and he goes for the bicycle kick this time and makes no mistake about it. What a superb goal. Like I said, he was wide open, so I fully intended for him to do that one, whereas the Jota one was kind of an accident. But yeah, wide open, bicycle kick, back of the net, 4-0. I really thought we were going to hold on, get Konaté's first clean sheet, but then he does this. If that doesn't tell you he's cursed, then I don't know what will. Fofana rattling it in past Alisson. Blocks the pass, but then just basically lays it off to Fofana. So, yeah, the curse is real. But yeah, totally dominant performance from us. 3 shots they only managed in that game. 1 was the goal, 1 was that free kick that hit the bar. So not many chances at all. And we had more than 40 passes more than they did. So yeah, dominant. And so I thought, what better time to look at the full Premier League table again, seeing as it has been a while, than the official halfway point of the season. 19 games down, 19 games to go. Let's have a little look. So, bottom of the table is still Burnley, the team we have just beaten. They're on 7 points. They're falling behind a little bit. And 19th is Everton, they've got 11 points. And 18th is Luton. 17th is Bournemouth, they're both on 12 points. 16th place is Sheffield United with 15 points. Crystal Palace in 15th place have 19 points, and then Fulham in 14th are kind of pulling away from the relegation pack. They're on 23 points, as well are Brighton in 13th place with the better goal difference. And then as we rise up through the table, West Ham are in 12th with 25 points, and 11th is Wolves with 27 points. In 10th is Brentford, also on 27 points, just with a slightly better goal difference. And they're in the top half of the table. Nottingham Forest in 9th have 29. Man United in 8th have 29, but they have a substantially better goal difference than Forest. Spurs in 7th on 31. And then in 6th is Liverpool, that's us, comfortably in 6th place, just in touch and distance of the Champions League spots, with Chelsea in 5th on 37, Newcastle in 4th on 38, Man City in 3rd on 40, and then it's really tight at the top. Aston Villa still thereabouts with 41 points, and Arsenal at the top on 42 points, so 2 points separating the top 3 teams, and the 4th, 5th and 6th not far behind. 7th and 8th need a little bit of work to do. On to the player stats, and our defence has been pretty poor, but saying that, Alisson is top of the clean sheet table along with Onana, both with 5 clean sheets each. So although our defence hasn't been particularly great, we have still had a few clean sheets, and it looks like the rest of the league isn't much better in terms of defence. But yeah, the assists table has Kulusevski at the top on 9, and then just below them is Gibbs White with 8, and our own Szoboszlai with 8 as well. Alexander-Arnold not far behind him. And obviously, top scorer in the league so far this season is who else? Erling Haaland with 20 goals. And then closest to him is Watkins with 16. And then our very own Luis Diaz with 14 goals. And Salah just behind him with 13 goals as well. Cunha and Jackson also on 13. Son, Højlund on 12. De Bruyne and Saka on 11. And Awoniyi of Nottingham Forest with 10 goals. Just outside the top 10. And our own Jota just behind him with 9. So yeah. On to the next game though, which is Newcastle. They beat us 4-2 earlier on in the season. A little bit embarrassing for us. The goals we conceded, we were not happy about. But anyway, on to their team, which looks a bit different from that game at the start of the season, which is Dubravka, Livramento, Botman, Schär, Byrne, Bruno Guimaraes, Willock, Anderson, Almiron, Isak and Gordon, and their counter-attack. And our team is going to be our usual strongest. So into the action, and the first kind of 15 minutes was kind of back and forth until they kind of took control. For a counter-attacking team, they like to play slow and keep possession. So that was a bit annoying, hard to defend. We did defend fairly well, but one wrong move with Robertson there gave Dan Burn the space to thunder it past Alisson to the top corner. I doubt he'd be that clinical in real life, but whatever. See, Robertson just goes to the one side of him and he turns the opposite direction and gives him plenty of space. So yeah, 1-0 at half time to Newcastle. We struggled going forward, but kept making the wrong kind of runs or awkward runs, so we couldn't really create much. They limited us to crosses, which they've got big defenders, they dealt with it fine. So yeah, 61% possession to Newcastle in that first half. A few more shots. We managed a couple, so nothing special. And quite a few more passes. But at least our pass accuracy was pretty even. So yeah. Into the second half, it was a completely different story. We dominated literally the whole second half. They had a few chances, but nothing really. We just kind of limited them to counter attacks. But even then, we'd win it back pretty easily, and just keep pushing. But we couldn't really test Dubravka too much. There was he made a couple saves, but I think they were pretty comfortable. Like that one was pretty much right at him. There's one shot, I think, was a header from. No, it's not this one. It's coming up. But Szoboszlai managed to head the ball, I believe, and that was probably Dubravka's toughest shot to save. But he wasn't too bothered really. Here it comes. Yeah, it was full stretch, but it's actually a double save, but didn't really know much about the second one. And again, that one's pretty much straight at him as well, so he wasn't tested too much. And there you see there's a little 80% possession for us in the last 15 minutes. So from 70 minutes on to 85, we had 80% possession. And then finally we were unable to stop the counter. Isak was just too quick for Gomez there, and just quick enough to shrug off Van Dijk as well, and made it 2-0 in the dying moments of the game. So I think it's safe to say we've lost this one, and that would be the second time now we've lost 2-0 at home. First time was obviously against Man United. Both times we were going for it, trying to get back into the game, 1-0 down, and then conceding the late goal on the counter-attack. So that's quite annoying. And so yeah, they had 61% possession, I think, in the first half, and then by full time it was 50-50. So we really dominated that second half. shots are almost even there, and quite a few more passes from us in the end. But yeah, poor result. Now, I wasn't sure about trying to improve the squad in January, but that Newcastle game has kind of convinced me to take action. So just looking at the usual starting 11, there are two positions in particular which have clearly got room for improvement, and that is the defensive mid role that Endo currently holds and the right centre-back role of Gomez. Now, Endo on the whole has been decent, however it was clear in that Newcastle game that he is limited in his ability to help the team going forward, so I kind of plan to purchase an upgrade for that position just to kind of strengthen the midfield. And Gomez at centre back hasn't been bad either. He's kind of been our best option really, and he's not even the best rated option that we have. Kanate is rated higher, but he's been quite unreliable, so we're probably going to bring in another centre back, not necessarily to replace Gomez, but just to give us another option since Kanate has been so unreliable. So if we just go to the shortlist and look at the defensive mid options we have shortlisted, first off is Boubacar Kamara of Aston Villa. He's clearly having a good season. They're in second place. He's about 36 market value. They'll be looking for more than that though, but he is a decent all-round player, rated 83, maybe not the quickest, but his defensive and ball playing stats are good, so that's all you can really ask for. Ugarte of PSG, another one that's all round pretty good. He is a bit quicker than Kamara and he is a couple of years younger, so probably a better option, but he's just recently joined the club, so he will not move. Fofana is another one of Monaco. He's decent all round, big strong guy in the middle of the field would be decent. Pepelu of Valencia, he's another one I looked at. Not as quick and his defensive stats aren't the greatest. He's more of a traditional Spanish midfielder, so he'll be better on the ball than he will as defensive roles, but weren't really planning on going for him either. And Konrad Laimer of Bayern Munich, he's just recently joined Bayern as well, so we won't have a chance at him, but he was another solid option that we could have gone for if he was available. But our main target is going to be Ismail Benacer of AC Milan. He is head and shoulders above the rest of the options in terms of ability. He's all round stats are just better than everyone. He's not as strong as some other options, but his other stats will make up for that, so he will be our main target. Now, looking at the centre-back options, Fikayo Tomori of AC Milan is probably our ideal target if we were to get everyone we wanted, but I doubt we'll be going for him. But he has clearly got some good stats there. He's quick and strong, brilliant defensive stats, isn't too bad at playing the ball either. Bastoni of Inter Milan, he was another option, but he probably will be too expensive for us. I mean, we do have the money, but realistically he would be too expensive for us to go for. Pacho and Gatti, they are both 79 rated, so more like backup options that we're not really interested in looking at just now. But Pau Torres of Aston Villa, like Kamara, having a good season with Villa, he is a solid option to have at centre back if we're wanting to improve. Hank Cho or Hank, I'm not sure how you say his name. He again is another backup option, but he's getting on, so not much potential to improve. And Danzo, again, same as Hank Cho or whatever you call him, but I thought he had a decent Euros for Austria, so I thought that was quite funny that he ended up in our shortlist. And Inacio, he is a player with potential, but probably won't be looking at him. A few other players there that have potential or just backup options, but Kosunu of Bayer Leverkusen, another good option there. Decent passing stats, good defensively, but we're probably going to end up going for the man we mentioned at the start of the season, Piero Hincapié of Ecuador. He is a player I really like. Good stats, quick. It's not the tallest centre back, but he has got good jumping stats, he's strong, so he will be able to win headers and stuff. But let's try and go for Benacer. With Benacer, it's also kind of like a throwback signing, because Klopp signed quite a few African players in his time at Liverpool. Mane, Salah, Keita, there's probably someone else there I'm missing, so it's kind of like a throwback to part of his send-off is he tries to sign one more African player as well. So the transfer fee we're going to try and offer, the market value is 42. We'll just go a wee bit above that, 45, submit the offer, see what they say. They'll be wanting more, but 45 is a good starting offer, I think. And yeah, they're wanting 59.9 million. Why not just ask for 60 million? So we do have the money, so we'll try and wrangle it down a little bit to 55, I think. See what they say to that. And I like my whole numbers, so yeah, 55 million. An extra 10 million on top of our initial offer. See what they say. And they're okay with that. So let's move swiftly on and try to get this deal done. Speak to the player on his contract. We're not going to waste any time. Just going to get straight into the contract negotiations with the Algerian. He's gone out for tea. How lovely. Now, he is an 84, so I wouldn't be surprised if he wanted to be crucial, but I've tried to go for important, just so, yeah, and he's accepted that. That's perfect, because that means we're not as pressured to give him game time every single game. And they want 4 years, we'll give him 4 years. I could have probably pumped it up to 5, but there's no real need. I love it when they give the financial offers to begin with. I hate when I have to offer something up front, but yeah, I'm not a fan of giving players like the bonuses for reaching milestones and stuff. I just like giving them one outright bonus and then never have to give them anything ever again. So we've gotten rid of the appearance bonus there and just given him a better signing bonus outright, and he's accepted that. So that has been a very easy negotiation, and Benacer is going to be a Liverpool player. And that's actually made me really happy as well, because I was planning on giving him the number 14, and so he's been given it automatically. I don't have to change anything there, so that is ideal. And it said, I think it was a B. The signing was, yeah, B rated signing, so we could have got him for a little bit cheaper if we'd been, or tried to negotiate a bit more, but I wasn't really bothered. We've got the money. There's no need to be stingy. As much as it is in my nature to be stingy, there is no real need to do so. But yeah, moving on to the centre-back option. Tomori was the ideal signing we would have made, but seeing as we just signed Benacer from AC Milan, I think it would be a bit cheeky to go for another Milan player. And so we will in fact go for the man we talked about a couple times now, Piero Hincapié of Bayer Leverkusen. So he will be if we sign him, he would be an option rather than an outright replacement for Gomez. So he has a release clause there for 53.2, but their asking price is around 38 million, so there's absolutely no reason for us to be paying 53 when they will accept 38. So let's get into the negotiations, Also, with what I said about Benacer being an African player, Klopp traditionally signing African players, he has also started signing the South American players. So this is like the two signings would be kind of like to cap off Klopp's Liverpool career, the signing a couple of players from continents he traditionally goes and seeks players out from. Now, we originally offered 30 million there, and they came back with a counter offer of 9.2 million and Gomez. Now, we're not willing to get rid of Gomez, but we would get rid of Matip, so I'm gonna change that exchange player in the offer to Matip and bump on an extra 10 million and see what they say to that, because we're not willing to get rid of Gomez. But yeah, Matip can go. He's out of contract at the end of the season anyway, so we'd be willing to let him go. But they're not liking the sound of Matip, so they've offered 29.7 million and a sell-on clause. I'm not a fan of sell-on clauses either, so we'll just go back to our original offer of 30 million and see if they accept it this time round. And they do, so that was a complete waste of time, all those negotiations. They could have just accepted our initial offer and we'd have been hunky-dory. But yes, moving on to the contract negotiations with the player. This time in the office, it's obviously after lunchtime, no more time for tea. Later on in the day, let's get this deal over the line. And he's automatically requested a rotation squad role, and that is perfect. Less pressure on us to play him. We will like to give him quite a bit of game time, but if he's a rotational player, then he won't be crying out for game time every other week, so that's okay. And might as well offer the 5-year contract. They've come back at 3. You can always go one up or one down, and they'll usually accept it. There's no problem with that, so we've bumped that up to 4 years, and yeah, they've accepted that. Now, release clauses, I'm not a fan of either, but they're better. If they want one in their contract, then you're better just to give them it. But again, I love the whole numbers. I don't like all these 0.7s and stuff, so we'll try and bump that up to 70 million. Just maybe I have OCD. Maybe that's the problem, and they're fine with that. Perfect. So we sign him. We'll be signing him for 30 million. So if a team were to come in, we'd get a 40 million profit on that. So that's ideal. And his current wage was 32, so we'll go for 35. And then Benacer was like 950,000 signing bonus, so 600 I think would be ideal for him. So let's see what they say. Yeah, so 35 is a bit low for them. 50,000 a week. No problem with that. We've got the money. I'll accept it and get him into the club. Now, if you remember at the start of the 23-24 season, Liverpool were prepared to spend 111 million on Moises Caicedo, who obviously ended up going to Chelsea. We're just going to skip through this next bit, seeing as it's the same animation we saw before. But yeah, so they only ended up spending about 51 million on Gravenberch and Endo. So taking that into account, we've since made 20 million back with the sale of Thiago, and then with the purchase of Benacer and Hincapié, that has bumped the net spend back up to 116 million, so only an extra 5 million over the top of what they would have spent on Caicedo. So I think we've done really well with the transfers, considering they were about to waste 111 million on one player. So yeah, done really well. And I was planning on giving Hincapié number 6, so that's another one that's made me smile there. He's automatically been given the number 6, as it has just been vacated by Thiago after his move to Barcelona. And it was also an A-graded transfer, so we did, the game even thinks we made a good deal with Bayer Leverkusen for the signing of the Ecuadorian defender. So just changing their training plans so that they're up to speed with the rest of the team, and then we'll move them about in the team management so that they're more easily accessible in the future when it comes time to start using them. And seeing as Man City are our first opponents since the new signings, we don't want to be throwing them in at the deep end, so they won't be starting the first game. However, they probably will make it onto the bench. But until then, let's just have a look at other things that have been going on. So here's just further confirmation of the signings we have made with the date attached, the 1st of January. So in traditional Liverpool or traditional Klopp fashion, if we're going to do business, we're going to get it done early, which we have done. And we have also received a couple of offers. This one is for Jones from Sevilla. 30.5 million. It's a decent offer, but we're not really looking to sell anyone, to be honest. And another offer for Bobby Clark from Sassuolo. Another decent offer for, I guess, him, but again, not really looking to sell. We would accept offers for a few players like Adrian, Matip, Tsimikas even, but again, we're not looking to sell anyone really. We're happy with the squad we have. And even the backup players, the youngsters coming through, we're not really wanting to sell. We'll maybe accept a loan offer, but we're not looking to sell anyone. However, I did mention Tsimikas. If we received an offer, we have got options to replace him, so we probably would accept an offer and go out and try and get either Gutierrez or Parisi from Fiorentina. I like the look of both of them, so I'm not sure how I would decide between the two, but those are good options to replace Tsimikas if we get an offer for him. I've not transfer listed him, so it is just a random offer that comes in. If we get it, we'll maybe accept, but who knows. Anyway, that's enough of the transfer talk. Let's get right back into the action in this massive FA Cup clash with Man City. And their starting lineup, which is Ederson, Walker, Ruben Diaz, Stones, Gvardiol, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Julian Alvarez, Foden, Grealish and Haaland up front. And obviously they are gegenpress, which we already know. So we're just hoping to do better than we did in the league game, although we were in the game for most of it. It's just they really took control in the second half, so if we can avoid a repeat of that, then we might have some success. And the Arsenal game is evidence of our capabilities against the gegenpress, so we're always in with a shout. And on to our starting lineup. It will be the usual strongest 11. Endo keeps his place, as we don't want to chuck Benacer in against Man City, as we haven't used him yet, don't quite know what he's like. And Gomez hasn't done anything wrong to lose his spot either, so Hincapié is on the bench as well. And we will change the Man City kit, as it is for some reason changed to the away kit, which is more of a clash than the home kit. So yeah, we'll sort that out and get right into the action.
It has got to the point where every Liverpool-Manchester City confrontation seems to have a compelling story. This will be no exception. And this is how Liverpool will line up. Alisson begins in goal. Virgil van Dijk plays alongside Joe Gomez in central defence. And leading the line today is Diogo Jota. Still could put it away. Now, who can he pick out? And up for grabs off the keeper. And off the post that time. Holland, can he put them ahead? In it goes! An early opening statement in this match. And look at the celebrations.
Well, this is worth watching again. Haaland beats the challenge with such ease, and what a finish from Haaland. It gives the keeper absolutely no chance. It's such a powerful strike.
Timed his challenge magnificently. Andrew Robertson. Jota, opportunity to level it. And that, a piece of goalkeeping. You're going to... Playing it in. Not trying his luck with a header, but too much elevation. Haaland. Now a potentially dangerous position for City. He must finish! And now the goal the City fans wanted to see. It's hard to see them throwing this away.
When we see it again, just look at this pass from Bernardo Silva, and his movement's so clever. Once he gets onto it, there's only one thought in his head.
And Diaz has it. It's got to be! Oh, blocked it! Haaland, opportunity here. Oh, that is and what a magical... Kevin De Bruyne with the corner. Well, that was quality.
So yeah, pretty poor first half from us. We did have a couple of chances, but nothing really. But the City obviously dominated possession, and the chances they had and how close they came, we were pretty lucky to only be 2-0 down at half time.
Incisive pass. There it is! A fantastic goal, and no wonder he's off celebrating. De Bruyne. Well, that took confidence. Walker. What can he do with it now? And drawing it back. Splendid defending. Can they keep it? Well, doesn't have to do it on his own. Haaland. Oh, fine stop. Bernardo Silva. It's a perfect challenge. Well, many have wondered if they would get it over the line in terms of the deal. They've succeeded, Stuart.
Well,
oh, Stuart, opportunity here. A goal! He's dispatched it, much to the sheer delight of the fans. Luis Diaz. Could reduce the deficit. And cleared off the line. Pressing high up has its advantages. It might be. That's a high-quality pass. Will he shoot? The fans hope so. Oh,
trying to react, did he? But that's a top-class save, I have to say.
Oh, and it goes! Another goal! And I'll tell you what, the impossible is becoming quite possible.
Well, here it is again. It's a good delivery from the corner, and then what a great finish as well. Good connection with the ball, leaving the keeper with little chance. It's a great goal.
Well, back underway, and a glut of goals here. 3-2. Well, in the dying embers of the game, and Liverpool still narrowly behind here. Time is running out for them, Stuart.
Well, it's certainly been exciting, but can they find an equaliser here? They've created so many chances throughout the game, but they just need the ball to drop kindly in the box.
Oh, Stuart, they could be in here. Oh, a goal! What a comeback! Who on earth could have predicted this?
Well, let's take another look at this. Robertson does so well to pick out the right pass here. It's absolutely perfect. And what a clever bit of play it is from Salah, both with his movement and his finish. That's a nice goal.
Well, a good tackle. Alexis McAllister. Level it is. Closing moments here. Can Liverpool find a winner? It's there for him. It's in. And this really takes your breath away. A comeback and a half.
Well, it's great awareness of space in the box, and then he shows a lot of composure with the finish. That's a clever goal.
De Bruyne. The referee has decided to give the free kick decision the way of City. Well, he has players waiting at the back post. And a confident clearance. Phil Foden. Showing a lot of guile there. Can he convert? And a goal to level it up late on here. Just look at the reaction.
Well, that's really good awareness of the situation. He just places that beyond the keeper. That's a top-class finish.
Well, you don't get too many scorelines like this one. 4-4. And the referee brings this contest to an end, and officially even when all is said and done. Nothing to separate the two sides over 90 minutes.
Well, the coaches will talk about the fixture pile-up, but it's still better to be in the cup than knocked out. And I thought this was a good cup tie. Full of action, lots of energy, and a fair degree of quality. I'm certainly looking forward to the replay.
Well, that was an absolute rollercoaster. I thought we'd won it. I thought we'd done enough to get the win after that incredible comeback. And for Benacer to have gotten the winner, that would have just been the icing on the cake. But I think I was just controlling the wrong defender and opened up the space for Grealish to curl it in. Because I think I was trying to control Gomez and go towards Grealish, but I was actually controlling Van Dijk, and I ran away from Grealish and it just curled it into the corner beautifully. So it's probably a fair result after the first half we had and the first kind of 10 minutes of the second half. They could have been way out of sight. I don't know how they didn't score more, but at least we never lost the game. And to a replay we go at the Etihad. There it is, scheduled into the calendar already. I was hoping to maybe get the Bournemouth game in this episode as well, but I just ran out of time, and I probably would have ruined the ending to the episode as well, because I don't know how I could top that game against City. So I guess we'll have to pick up with the Bournemouth game in the next episode. So hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.